Have you ever found yourself pausing mid-step because the world around you suddenly starts to spin? It's not because you moved too fast or because the room is too small. In that fleeting moment, your body is sending a subtle but urgent message. It's time to pay closer attention. After the age of 60, sensations like dizziness upon standing, a loss of balance when getting out of bed, or a racing heartbeat after a simple position change aren't just normal signs of aging. In fact, these are quiet signals that your circulation, nervous system, and even brain function may be slowing down. And if left unaddressed, that gentle wobble could lead to a serious fall, bringing risks of fractures, head injuries, or even long-term disability. What's more concerning is how this affects the mind. When you live in constant fear of falling, you start avoiding activities you once loved, you move less, muscles weaken, confidence fades, and slowly, quality of life erodes, not because the body is failing, but because fear and uncertainty take control. This is where the connection between physical and mental health becomes painfully clear, a cycle that must be broken. The good news: you don't need expensive treatments or complicated interventions. Modern science has shown that simple, targeted changes in your daily diet can have a powerful impact. When you fuel your body with the right nutrients, you improve circulation, support nervous system function, and enhance your sense of stability, not just physically, but emotionally too. In today's video, we'll explore 5 specific foods that doctors and nutritionists recommend to reduce dizziness and support balance after 60. But beyond just naming foods, I'll also share practical, easy-to-apply tips like what to eat in the morning or how to safely change posture that can help you regain control, one step at a time, because at the end of the day, age isn't what takes our stability away, neglect, and the sooner we take action, the more strength, freedom, and confidence we can reclaim. So let's dive in and make sure every step you take is strong, steady, and empowered. 1. Have you ever wondered why your body sometimes feels completely fine one minute and suddenly unstable the next? That jarring wave of dizziness when you stand up too fast, bend over, or turn your head quickly isn't just a random occurrence. In fact, it's often your brain sending out a distress signal that something essential is missing in many older adults. That missing link is magnesium, an often overlooked mineral that plays a central role in keeping your blood vessels relaxed, your nerves responsive, and your balance intact. And here's the catch. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing magnesium. Add to that common medications like diuretics or acid blockers, which further deplete magnesium, and it's no wonder that balance issues become more frequent after 60. But what's really happening inside your body when magnesium runs low? Without enough of it, your blood vessels may begin to constrict, reducing oxygen delivery to the brain. Your neuromuscular coordination can become sluggish, leading to delayed responses, muscle weakness, and even irregular heartbeat. Over time, these small internal imbalances accumulate, and one minor dizzy spell can turn into a dangerous fall. Now, here's where it gets empowering. You don't need to rely solely on pills or supplements. Nature has already handed us a simple, affordable solution, and it's likely already in your kitchen. Spinach. This leafy green may look humble, but it's a powerhouse of magnesium and circulatory supporting nutrients. Unlike synthetic pills that can upset digestion, spinach delivers magnesium in a form your body readily absorbs, along with compounds that relax blood vessels and support healthy muscle contraction. And the benefits go beyond just physical balance, because when your body feels stable, your confidence returns, your fear of falling fades, and your independence is restored. That's the true connection between physical health and mental well-being. Imagine starting your day with a green smoothie that blends spinach, banana, and a bit of almond milk. Not only are you fueling your body, but you're actively protecting your ability to move through the world without hesitation. Or tossing a handful of fresh spinach into your lunch salad, giving your brain and muscles the nourishment they need to stay sharp and coordinated. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet. Just one thoughtful addition each day can shift the trajectory of your balance and your quality of life. And when you combine that with mindful posture changes, pausing before standing, staying hydrated, and stretching gently, or creating a routine that speaks directly to your nervous system: I'm here, I'm steady, I've got this. So, if you've been brushing off your dizzy spells or blaming them solely on aging, it might be time to reconsider. Your body could be missing a key alliance. Spinach, with its rich magnesium content, might be the steady hand you didn't know you needed. Let's keep going. In the next section, we'll explore another natural remedy that supports both your inner equilibrium and your outer strength, because your stability isn't gone. It's just waiting to be rebuilt. 2. Have you ever stood up and felt your legs suddenly wobble beneath you, like the ground shifted just a little too fast? That brief wave of dizziness might pass in seconds, but it leaves behind a trace of fear. What if next time I actually fall? After understanding how magnesium plays a key role in balance, as we explored with spinach, there's another silent contributor to dizziness that often goes unnoticed: potassium deficiency. Especially after age 60, your body's ability to regulate blood pressure becomes more fragile. And potassium, though rarely discussed in everyday checkups, is one of the most important minerals in keeping your blood pressure steady and your brain oxygenated. Here's what happens when potassium runs low. The blood vessels can't maintain consistent pressure, especially during posture changes like moving from sitting to standing. This drop, known as orthostatic hypotension, is one of the leading culprits behind sudden dizziness in older adults. And with it comes the very real risk of falls, fractures, and a deep erosion of confidence in daily movements. But it's not just about falling, it's about freedom. When dizziness takes over, many older adults begin to second-guess their steps. They move slower, they stop going for walks, they decline invitations to meet friends. And over time, this sense of instability affects not only physical strength, but mental resilience. You begin to live smaller just to feel safer, thankfully. Your next step to stability could be as simple as a sweet potato. Unlike bananas often praised for potassium, but limited in broader nutritional impact, sweet potatoes offer a superior solution. They're rich in potassium, yes, but also packed with fiber, beta-carotene, and antioxidants that support heart health, blood flow, and muscle function. These aren't just side dish vegetables, they're foundational fuel for an aging body that craves equilibrium. Let's be honest, food doesn't fix everything overnight, but one change, done consistently, begins to shift the terrain. Whether you roast them with herbs, mash them into a creamy side, or cube them into a warm salad, sweet potatoes help restore the mineral balance that keeps your blood pressure from swinging wildly and your legs from buckling under you. And here's the mental benefit. When you fuel your body with what it truly needs, you reclaim trust in your own movement. The hesitation fades, the fear loosens its grip. You feel more awake in the mornings, more grounded during the day, and more confident in moments that once felt uncertain. So, the next time you feel a wave of lightheadedness coming on, pause and ask yourself, could my body be asking for something it's missing? Sweet potatoes might not seem like medicine, but in the hands of someone over 60, they can be exactly that, a daily defense against imbalance and a bridge back to freedom. Stay with me, because next we'll uncover another everyday food that protects your circulation and keeps your nervous system in rhythm so every movement feels more stable, and your independence stays right where it belongs, with you. 3. Have you ever noticed that your thoughts feel foggy, or that you struggle to stay alert, especially after a dizzy spell? It's not just in your head. That moment of confusion or lightheadedness, especially if it's becoming more frequent, be your brain waving a red flag. I'm not getting enough oxygen. After discussing how potassium helps stabilize blood pressure and prevent falls, we now turn to an equally critical but often overlooked factor: circulation to the brain. And at the center of that conversation is one powerful nutrient: omega-3 fatty acids. As we age, our blood vessels lose elasticity. The smooth flow of oxygen-rich blood to the brain can become impaired, especially in the presence of inflammation or arterial stiffness. Without proper blood supply, the brain begins to show disorientation, mental fatigue, and even difficulty concentrating. It's not just annoying, it's a warning. What many people don't realize is that omega-3 are the building blocks of both vascular health and brain clarity. These essential fats help keep arteries supple, reduce inflammation, and support the electrical activity of neurons. In fact, low omega-3 levels have been linked to poor cognitive performance, slower reaction times, and more frequent episodes of vertigo. Let's take a closer look at what this means in real life. Imagine someone like Harold, 76 years old, once sharp as a tack, now noticing he has to pause more often to recall names or navigate familiar tasks. He also starts feeling off balance when he stands up. At first he brushes it off as just aging, but a severe dizzy spell in the grocery store changes everything. After speaking to his doctor and running tests, the results are clear. Low omega-3 levels, paired with weakened cerebral circulation. Following his doctor's advice, Harold makes one simple change: he adds salmon to his meals twice a week. Within a few weeks, not only does the fog begin to lift, but the dizzy spells become less frequent. He feels more energized, more clear-headed, more present. That's the beauty of it. You don't need a complicated supplement regimen to restore clarity and balance. Salmon, with its rich supply of EPA and DHA omega-3s, is one of the most powerful brain foods on the planet. And if you're not a fish lover, don't worry. Ground flax seeds, walnuts, or chia seeds offer plant-based options that still support neurological and circulatory health. But beyond the biology, here's what truly matters. When your brain feels sharper and your body steadier, your confidence returns. You don't hesitate to go out. You don't fear losing your balance in the middle of a conversation. You feel anchored physically and mentally. So if your world's been feeling a little blurry lately, maybe it's not just stress. Maybe it's time to nourish your brain from the inside out. And as we continue, I'll show you one more natural remedy that pairs beautifully with omega-3s, that not only supports circulation, but also helps your nervous system stay calm and coordinated. Because living well after 60 isn't just about avoiding falls, it's about staying fully engaged with life. For if you ever tried everything, ate well, exercised, even took your vitamin Z, still felt dizzy by late afternoon, you may have blamed it on low blood sugar, fatigue, or even aging. But what if the real culprit was far more basic and far easier to fix? As we've explored how nutrients like potassium and omega-3s support brain circulation and balance, there's another crucial factor many seniors overlook: hydration. Not just water, but intelligent hydration that supports fluid balance, blood pressure, and neurological stability. And when it comes to dizziness after dehydration is one of the most underestimated root causes. Here's the truth. As we age, our body's ability to retain water weakens, the sensation of thirst becomes blunted, and by the time we feel thirsty, our cells may already be running low. What's more, common medications, especially diuretics and blood pressure pills, can silently drain our fluids and deplete critical electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Without these minerals, even if you drink plenty of plain water, your body may not be absorbing or utilizing it effectively. And that's where the spiral begins. Low fluid volume means your heart has to work harder to circulate blood. Blood pressure dips, brain oxygen drops, and the result: dizziness, mental fog, unsteadiness, a dangerous combination that can lead to falls, confusion, and in some cases, hospitalization. This is where coconut water becomes a gentle yet powerful ally. Unlike sugary sports drinks or plain water, coconut water provides a natural, balanced blend of the very electrolytes your body craves. It helps your cells hold onto fluid, keeps blood pressure steady, and supports proper nerve function. Even better, it's gentle on the stomach, low in sugar, and often more effective at restoring hydration than commercial electrolyte drinks filled with synthetic additives. Let me share with you the case of Margaret, age 81. Despite doing all the right things, walking daily, eating nutritious meals, sipping water throughout the day, she still experienced regular dizziness, especially during the late afternoons. It wasn't until a severe dizzy spell in a parking lot that she consulted her physician. Tests revealed not just dehydration, but a deficit in electrolytes. Her doctor's recommendation was simple: a glass of coconut water daily. The results remarkable. Within just a week, Margaret reported fewer dizzy spells, more stable energy levels, and an increased sense of steadiness when standing and walking. That's the magic of addressing root causes instead of just treating symptoms. When you rehydrate the body intelligently with both fluids and electrolytes, you give your cells, muscles, and brain exactly what they need to stay energized, balanced, and fully engaged with the world around you. So, the next time you feel a wave of dizziness, come on, ask yourself, when was the last time I truly rehydrated electrolytes and all? A single glass of coconut water each day might seem like a small habit, but for many seniors, it can be the subtle shift that transforms instability into confidence. Your body is whispering what it needs. Sometimes we just have to listen. And in our final segment, we'll explore one last food that brings it all together, supporting circulation, brain function, muscle control, and more. So stay with me, because your best balance may still be ahead. 5. Have you ever felt like your body is grounded but your brain is floating in a fog? That disorienting sense of lightheadedness, paired with numbness in your fingers or sudden forgetfulness, can feel both frustrating and alarming. And yet, for many older adults, it's quietly brushed off as just getting older. But there's something deeper at play, something both preventable and correctable. In our previous segment, we explored how dehydration and electrolyte loss can compromise balance and brain clarity. Now, we turn to a critical nutrient often missing in aging bodies: vitamin B12, a powerhouse for your nervous system, circulation, and cognitive function. Here's the truth: dizziness isn't always about low blood pressure or poor hydration. Sometimes it's your nerves themselves that are struggling because they're not getting the nourishment they need to function properly. Vitamin B12 plays a vital role in maintaining healthy nerve sheaths, producing red blood cells, and supporting oxygen delivery to the brain. Without it, your brain's fuel supply weakens. The result: you feel foggy, off balance, fatigued, and in more serious cases, you may experience tingling in the hands and feet, memory issues, or even permanent nerve damage. As we age, our stomach naturally produces less acid, making it harder to extract B12 from the foods we eat. Add in medications for acid reflux or diabetes, and absorption becomes even more limited. That's why B12 deficiency is more common in older adults than many realize, and often misdiagnosed as simple aging. Take Robert, for example. At 79, he prided himself on his quick thinking and physical energy, but he began noticing subtle changes: occasional dizziness when rising from bed, struggling to recall names, and a strange tingling in his fingertips. He thought it was just part of the aging process until a particularly severe dizzy spell made him reconsider. His doctor ran tests and found that his vitamin B12 levels were significantly low. With one simple adjustment, adding more B12 foods like eggs into his routine, Robert began to feel like himself again. The dizzy spells faded, his focus returned, his energy picked up, and most importantly, his confidence in daily movement was restored. Eggs, in particular, are one of the most accessible natural sources of B12. Just 2 eggs a day can support nerve health, enhance memory, and help regulate balance. And unlike supplements that require digestion and conversion, eggs provide B12 in a form your body can absorb easily. If eggs aren't part of your diet, alternatives like dairy, fish, or lean meats can help. Or supplements. if recommended by your physician. What matters most is recognizing that dizziness and mental fog after 60 are not inevitable. They're signals, sometimes urgent ones, that your nervous system and brain are hungry for support, and the better you nourish them, the steadier, sharper, and more vibrant you'll feel. So, as we wrap up this journey through the most effective foods to combat dizziness, remember this: the power to regain your balance, both physically and mentally, is already on your plate. Dizziness may feel like an inevitable part of aging, but it doesn't have to be your reality. What we've uncovered today is a deeper truth. When your body wobbles, it's not giving up, it's calling out, and you have the power to respond. From the nervous system supporting power of vitamin B12 in eggs, to the cellular hydration boost of coconut water, the circulatory benefits of omega-3 south in salmon, the pressure balancing strength of potassium from sweet potatoes, and the muscle supporting effects of magnesium in spinach. Each of these nutrients isn't just a recommendation. They're anchors of your daily stability. And here's the most empowering part: these changes are not complicated. They're practical, affordable, and within reach. Right there on your plate. Every time you choose to nourish your body intentionally, you reclaim a little more clarity, a little more confidence, a little more balance. Because true stability doesn't begin with a pill or a procedure. It begins with awareness and the daily decision to take your health seriously. If there's one message I hope stays with you, it's this: you are not powerless against dizziness. Your body is capable of healing, of strengthening, and of stabilizing any age. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which insight from today's video are you going to put into practice this week? Let us know in the comments. Sharing your step might inspire someone else to take theirs. And if this video offered you even one moment of clarity or encouragement, consider giving it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Just click that button and turn on notifications so you never miss a tip that could change your health for the better. Thank you for being here. Keep taking steady steps forward. Your future self will thank you.